When the sex is good, but the relationship is bad. Is that your situation? Is that something that you're struggling with alone in silence and not able to talk to anyone about it because you may feel shame, embarrassed, because it's kind of sometimes it can be a taboo subject? If so, I have 3 tips, 3 bits of advice for you. I'm Keeley, psychotherapist and founder of Key for Change. Firstly, ask yourself who's in control. Is it your genitals, your midriff region, or is it you? Who's in control? And if your genitals are controlling your life, so if you're controlled by your desire for sex, then, well, that can be particularly dangerous, especially if you're in relationships that's not working for you, because it's a one-dimensional relationship. And, well, humans aren't one-dimensional. And if you don't want a one-dimensional relationship, then you might need to begin to think about taking more control so that you're not at the mercy of your midriff. That's my first tip to you. And secondly, you can ride it out. There's been times when you've had urges before and you've not given into them. So you might need to do things. You might need to, it might be late at night. Firstly, start to understand when is the times when you're most vulnerable. Is it after you got raving, when you've had a drink? Is it late at night, Friday night, the weekends? Notice where's the pattern. When are the times that you're most vulnerable and likely to go on that scroll or call that individual? Be careful with them phones, Be careful with those phones. So know that, yes, you can ride it. You can ride it. And I don't mean it in that sense. I mean, you can ride that urge. You can overcome that urge. This is just becoming really funny. But hey, you can ride it. Not in that way, but you can ride the urge. You don't have to give in to the urge. And if you do choose to, so if you have that thing where it's boom sex and the relationship is really bad and you decide to give in, because these things do happen. And what I'd encourage you to do is to capture how you feel after the sex. Just begin to capture how it makes you feel. So when I think about my past and I was in such situations, some of the things that would go through my mind were sometimes I'd feel empty, or I'd feel disappointed with myself, or I'd feel like sometimes I've been used. And it was those experiences that led me to learn to protect myself better, because only I am responsible to that. Only I can give in to those urges. And that's my encouragement to you. If you are in a relationship where the sex is great, but the relationship is bad, one, who's in control? Is it your midriff or you? And secondly, you don't have to give in to your sexual urges. You can ride it, but not in that sense. You can overcome it, let's say. And lastly, if you do end up backsliding, just capture how you feel. Capture how you feel. And if you'd like a worksheet, a play sheet on that with information about just developing your emotional intelligence, just inbox me. I'm Keeley, psychotherapist, helping individuals to understand, heal, and move on. Take care of you, because if you don't, no one else will.